taking a look at your monetary report, just if you look at the first four graphs in the report, the last few years you've been here, or Chairman Yellen, they've been sort of consistent, steady growth since the Obama administration into the Trump administration. And now I know the definition of falling off a cliff. Those graphs are very telling in the loss of jobs that we've seen. So my first question to you, sir, is in the HEROES Act, there is a substantial appropriation for state, local, and school districts who've seen their tax revenues fall tremendously. In Colorado, just the state government alone is looking at a $3 billion drop in revenue from last year. So I know you're not particularly interested in talking about fiscal measures, but if in fact we weren't to assist state, local, and school districts over the course of the next year or two, and thousands of jobs are lost, I mean, how is that going to affect the recovery that you hope for?
So I will agree that I wouldn't offer specific advice on fiscal policy. I will say, though, from an economic standpoint, state and local governments employ something like 13 million people. States have to balance their budgets, and when revenues go down and expenses go up, what do? They cut costs. And we've seen state and local governments lay off already 1.5 million people. State and local governments provide essential services, as we all know. So, they're a very large employer, and I would say it's certainly worth considering all of that. It will hold back the economic recovery if they continue to lay people off and if they continue to cut essential services. And in fact, that's kind of what happened post the global financial crisis.
The strains on household and business balance sheets from the economic and financial shocks since March will likely create persistent fragilities. What did you mean, or whoever wrote the report, what did you mean by persistent fragilities?
So this is what we mean by that. Something like 25 million people have been displaced in the workforce overall, either fully or partially. And those people are, right now, they're getting enhanced unemployment insurance, perhaps. Many of them may have gotten support checks as part of the CARES Act. But over time, they don't have a secure income flow. And when they lose, to the extent they lose those benefits that they're getting, they're going to come under financial pressure right away. Most low and moderate income households don't have substantial financial assets to fall back on. And it's the same thing with smaller businesses. They don't tend to have substantial quantities of financial cushion to fall back on. And that's what our surveys show, both for households and businesses. So they'll be under strain. And of course, the prospect of facing that kind of strain is already strenuous and causes people to pull in their spending. And those are the kind of things that, become self-reinforcing for the economy.